What if I told you the Czech Republic is not just castles and cobblestones, but a land where rivers carve deep gorges, sandstone towers rise like cathedrals, and legends echo through misty mountains? From the towering rock walls of Bohemian Paradise to the dizzying heights of Sněžka, nature here writes stories as grand as any fairy tale. Welcome to a journey through the wild heart of Bohemia and Moravia, where every rock, river, and forest hides a secret waiting to be discovered. Adršpach-Teplice Rocks. Imagine wandering through a stone city where the towers and walls are as tall as skyscrapers. The Adršpach-Teplice Rocks in northeastern Bohemia are one of the most spectacular sandstone labyrinths in Europe. These formations began forming during the Cretaceous period, when layers of sand hardened into stone, later sculpted by wind, water, and frost into today's pillars, gates, and narrow passageways. Some rocks have curious names like Lovers, Mayor and Mayoress, or Sugar Loaf, reflecting their strange silhouettes. A small glacial lake at the entrance sets the scene, where boatmen once rowed visitors through secret corridors. But this isn't just a natural wonder, it's also a place of human history. In the 18th century, this maze served as a hiding place for local people during wars. Later, German romantic painters like Caspar David Friedrich drew inspiration from its otherworldly beauty. In modern times, the rocks became a film set, appearing in productions like The Chronicles of Narnia. Climbers from all over the world are drawn here too, as the region is one of the birthplaces of European sandstone climbing. Bohemian Switzerland National Park. This is a landscape that looks like something from a fantasy film. Located in the north of the Czech Republic along the border with Germany, Bohemian Switzerland National Park is famous for its dramatic sandstone formations, deep gorges, and fairytale forests. The park, established in 2000, covers nearly 80 square kilometers and forms part of the larger Elbe Sandstone Mountains, which continue into Germany as Saxon Switzerland. Its most iconic landmark is the Pravčická Gate, the largest natural sandstone arch in Europe, standing 26.5 meters high and spanning 16 meters across. This awe-inspiring rock bridge even caught the eye of filmmakers. It was used as a backdrop in the Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, The Witch, and the Wardrobe. The region has been shaped for millions of years by erosion, which sculpted bizarre rock towers, cliffs, and labyrinths. Historically, it was once a wild frontier and later a retreat for romantic painters and writers in the 18th and 19th centuries, who were inspired by its mysterious, rugged beauty. The Elbe River carves through the park, creating steep canyon walls and offering boat rides in the tranquil Kamenice Gorge, where visitors drift silently between towering cliffs. Wildlife here is just as rich. Lynx, peregrine falcons, and eagle owls make their home in the park, while rare plants cling to the sandstone rocks. Unlike some of Europe's mountainous parks, Bohemian Switzerland is accessible for hikers of all levels, with trails leading through forests, up viewpoints, and across rocky plateaus. Its very name, given by two Swiss artists in the 18th century, reflects how the landscape reminded them of their homeland's alpine scenery. Bohemian Switzerland stands today as a place where geology, art, and legend merge into one of Europe's most enchanting protected areas. Panska Skala. This is a place you can witness a natural organ made of stone. The striking basalt columns of Panska Skala, nicknamed the Stone Organ, rise like giant pipes near the town of Kamenitsky Shenov in northern Bohemia. These hexagonal columns, some up to 12 meters tall, were formed around 30 million years ago when volcanic lava cooled slowly, cracking into geometric shapes that look almost man-made. Legends quickly surrounded this mysterious rock. Locals once believed it was the ruins of a giant's cathedral, or that it had been carved by supernatural beings. In truth, Panska Skala is a geological textbook in stone, one of the first protected natural monuments in the Czech Republic. At its base lies a small lake, created when locals quarried basalt here in centuries past, giving the site an even more dramatic atmosphere. Today, it remains a favorite stop where science and folklore harmonize in stone. Bohemian Paradise. This is the first protected landscape area in the Czech Republic, established here in 1955. Bohemian Paradise, or Český Raj, is a dreamlike region of sandstone towers, deep pine forests, and romantic valleys stretching between Ichin and Trnov. The nickname Paradise was first used in the 19th century by Czech poets and artists, enchanted by its mystical scenery. Among its most famous formations are the Prachov Rocks, which rise like a labyrinth of stone cathedrals sculpted by millions of years of erosion. Beyond geology, the area is dotted with medieval castles, like Trotsky Castle, perched dramatically on two volcanic plugs that look like giant horns, and Coast Castle, hidden in a forested valley. The UNESCO-listed geopark Bohemian Paradise preserves not just nature, but also centuries of human history, from prehistoric settlements to Baroque chateaus. In the 19th century, Czech national revivalists and artists visited here for inspiration, painting its landscapes and embedding it into national identity. Today, hikers walk trails once taken by romantic poets and explore viewpoints like Mariánska Vyhlídka, where sandstone pinnacles stretch toward the sky. Vyhlídka Máj. This is the most photographed landscapes in the Czech Republic, lies just a short drive from Prague. Vyhlídka Máj, or My Lookout, offers a breathtaking view of a horseshoe-shaped bend in the Vltava River near Teletin. From the cliff's edge, the river appears to carve a perfect U-turn through forested hills, often compared to the famous Horseshoe Bend in Arizona. The name Máj is not just poetic. It recalls Karel Hynek Máj, the great Czech romantic poet, whose work often celebrated the beauty of nature. The area itself holds deeper history. During medieval times, the river was a lifeline for timber rafts floating wood downstream to Prague, and remains of old towpaths can still be found nearby. The viewpoint became famous in the 20th century when Czech photographers captured its dramatic curves, cementing it as a must-visit site. Unlike many tourist-heavy destinations, Vyhlídka Máj retains a raw and natural atmosphere. No railings, no commercial buildup, just the sweeping majesty of the river and the thrill of standing at the cliff's edge. At sunset, when golden light reflects off the winding Vltava, it's easy to see why Czech poets and travelers alike have long called this one of the country's most romantic views. Velká Amerika. This is Czech Grand Canyon, just outside of Prague. Velká Amerika, or Big America, a former limestone quarry near the town of Morina, earned this nickname because of its dramatic scale. A gorge almost 1 kilometer long, 100 meters wide, and up to 80 meters deep, with turquoise water shimmering at its base. Mining began here in the early 20th century, but the site's history holds darker chapters. During the Nazi occupation, political prisoners were forced to work here under harsh conditions. After mining stopped in the 1960s, the quarry filled with rainwater, creating its striking lakes. Today, it is off-limits for swimming due to safety reasons. Yet the surrounding ridges offer breathtaking views into the chasm. Just a short walk away are smaller sister quarries named Malá Amerika or Little America in Mexico, each with its own legends and hidden lakes. Although man-made, Velká Amerika has become a symbol of how nature reclaims industrial scars, transforming them into landscapes that feel both haunting and beautiful. Valley Doubrava. Carved by the fast-flowing Doubrava River near Hotebosch, is one of the most enchanting gorges in the country. For 4 kilometers, the river rushes through a dramatic canyon lined with cliffs up to 50 meters high, creating whirlpools, rapids, and waterfalls. One of the highlights is the Martinski Skani, where steep granite formations rise above the roaring current, giving the valley a raw, untouched feel. Historically, the area was used by millers and woodcutters, who harnessed the river's energy, and old mill ruins still whisper of a time when the valley supported rural life. Legends add mystery. Locals tell stories of hidden treasures buried in the rocks and of spectral figures haunting the ravines. The valley also served as a natural refuge during wars, when villagers sought safety in its forests and caves. Today, it is a protected natural monument, with marked trails guiding hikers past stone bridges, mossy boulders, and lookout points. Unlike more famous Czech landscapes, the Doubrava Valley feels intimate, almost secretive, rewarding those who seek solitude with its wild beauty and echoing waters. Moravian Karst. Imagine a sinkhole so deep that standing at its edge feels like looking into another world. The Macocha Abyss in the Moravian Karst is 138 meters deep, making it the largest of its kind in Central Europe. Legend says it got its name Stepmother's Abyss from a tragic tale in which a cruel stepmother pushed her stepson into the chasm, only for him to survive by clinging to roots. The abyss is just one part of the vast Moravian Karst, a network of more than 1,100 caves and gorges stretching north of Brno. Among the most famous are the Pankevny Caves, where you can ride boats on an underground river before emerging beneath the towering cliffs of Macocha. The Slopsko-Sosuvské Caves reveal enormous halls decorated with stalactites, while Katherinska Cave has such perfect acoustics that concerts are sometimes held there. Caves are also archaeological treasures. Ancient human bones and Paleolithic artifacts have been found inside. Scientists continue to explore the karst, discovering new passages and studying how water has shaped limestone over millions of years. The Moravian Karst became a center of early European speleology in the 18th century, attracting explorers who risked their lives to map its underground labyrinths. Today, it's both a geological wonderland and a classroom where nature reveals the slow, powerful work of water-carving stone. Krkonoše National Park. What if I told you the Czech Republic is home to alpine tundra, glacial cirques, and legends of mountain spirits? The Krkonoše National Park, established in 1963, protects the country's highest mountain range, the Krkonoše, where the iconic Sněžka stands tall. But beyond the famous peak, the park hides treasures like the mysterious Čertova Oka or Devil's Eyes, two small glacial lakes perched near the Polish border. Legend says the devil himself gouged out the earth here, leaving behind dark pools that never fully freeze. In reality, these lakes are remnants of Ice Age glaciers. Their cold, nutrient-poor waters making them rare habitats for specialized alpine plants and mosses. Another gem is the Mumlava Waterfall, near Adršpach, where water cascades 10 meters down polished granite, creating giant's cauldrons. Deep, circular holes carved into the rock by swirling stones over millennia. The park itself is steeped in folklore. The mountain spirit Krkonoše is said to protect these highlands, rewarding the kind and punishing the greedy. Historically, the Krkonoše served as a borderland rich in mining and timber, later becoming a refuge for botanists who studied its unique alpine flora in the 18th century. Today, as a UNESCO Biosphere Reserve, it balances tourism with conservation. Sněžka Mountain. This is the roof of the Czech Republic. At 1,603 meters, Sněžka Mountain is the country's highest peak, straddling the border between the Czech Republic and Poland in the Krkonoše Mountains. Its name means snowy in Czech, and fittingly, snow often lingers here well into spring. The mountain has been a destination for pilgrims and explorers for centuries. Records show that miners in the 16th century climbed it in search of precious ores, while by the 18th century, it was already attracting early tourists seeking the sublime. Today, you can reach the top by hiking trails or by cable car, crossing landscapes shaped by glaciers and winds. The Czech-Polish Friendship Trail runs across the summit. Sněžka has also served as a scientific outpost. A meteorological observatory was built here in the 19th century, continuing the study of extreme alpine weather. Standing on its windswept summit, gazing over ridges that stretch into Germany and Poland is undoubtedly an unforgettable experience. Jizera Mountains. This is a primeval beech forests, which have been designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Located in northern Bohemia along the border with Poland, the Jizera Mountains may not be the highest range in the country, but they are among the most ecologically significant. Named after the Jizera River, which originates here, the mountains are known for their rolling granite plateaus, peat bogs, and sweeping spruce forests. The Jizera Mountain beech forests, with trees centuries old, gained UNESCO status in 2021 for their untouched natural character. Historically, the area was rich in glassmaking. Villages here produced fine Bohemian glass from the 16th century onward, using local quartz and wood from the forests. Hiking through the Jizera Mountains today, you'll encounter not only wild landscapes but also reminders of this industrial heritage, including glassmakers' cottages and small museums. The region also carries scars of the 20th century. After World War II, the German-speaking population was expelled, leaving behind abandoned hamlets slowly reclaimed by nature. Today, the mountains are a beloved destination for hiking, cycling, and cross-country skiing. Skywalk in Dolní, Morava. Do you want to know how it feels like to walk above the clouds on a giant wooden spiral? The Skywalk in Dolní, Morava, opened in 2015, is one of the most unique architectural marvels in the Czech Republic, blending engineering and natural wonder. Rising 55 meters above the slope of Mount Kralický Snížník, the structure resembles a futuristic ribbon unraveling into the sky. You are ascend along a 710-meter-long wooden walkway, encountering educational stations about local geology and wildlife along the way. But it's the thrills that draw many. Sections of the path feature nets and tunnels where you can look directly down, and for the daring, there's a 100-meter-long slide spiraling back to the ground. The Skywalk was designed not just as an attraction, but as a symbol of modern ecotourism in the borderland between Bohemia and Moravia. From the top, the views extend to the Krkonoše Mountains, Jizera Range, and even across into Poland. Its futuristic design contrasts with the ancient landscape, showing how human creativity can enhance our connection to nature. Lake Lipno. This is the largest body of water in the Czech Republic. It is man-made, yet today it looks and feels like a natural alpine lake. Lake Lipno, created in the 1950s by damming the Vltava River near the Austrian border, stretches over 40 kilometers and is often nicknamed the Czech Sea. Originally built as a hydroelectric reservoir and flood control project, it transformed the Šumava landscape into a paradise for recreation and wildlife. The lake quickly became a hub for summer activities like sailing, windsurfing, and fishing, while in winter, its vast frozen surface turns into one of the longest natural skating tracks in Europe. But Lipno is not just about sports. It's also an ecological hotspot. Wetlands along its shores host rare birds, and the surrounding Šumava forests provide a natural habitat for deer, lynx, and even reintroduced Eurasian otters. During the Cold War, the area was heavily guarded as it lay near the Iron Curtain, restricting access until 1989. Today, Lake Lipno is a place of freedom and leisure. Treetop Trail Lipno. Imagine walking above the forest like a bird and seeing all the way to Austria and the Alps. The Treetop Trail Lipno, opened in 2012, is the first structure of its kind in the Czech Republic and quickly became one of the most visited attractions in the Šumava region. Rising to 40 meters, the wooden tower offers sweeping views over Lake Lipno, the Šumava Mountains, and on clear days, even the distant peaks of the Austrian Alps. But it's not just a lookout, it's an educational path. Along the 675-meter-long walkway, encounter interactive stations explaining forest ecosystems, wildlife habitats, and the importance of sustainable forestry. You can test courage on rope bridges and balance elements built safely into the trail. Make sure not to miss the spiral descent. In many ways, the Treetop Trail has become a modern gateway to the Mumlava, blending recreation, education, and panoramic wonder into one unforgettable experience. Pálava Hills. This is a landscape could tell the story of both prehistoric mammoths and fine wine. The Pálava Hills, rising gently above the vineyards of South Moravia, are a UNESCO Biosphere Reserve where limestone cliffs, sun-drenched slopes, and ancient settlements weave a tapestry of nature and culture. These white cliffs have stood since the Jurassic era, once submerged beneath warm seas, their fossils still preserved in the stone. At their base, archaeologists discovered the world-famous Venus of Dolní Vestinus, a ceramic figurine over 25,000 years old, the oldest known ceramic artifact ever found. This makes Pálava not just a natural wonder, but a cradle of European prehistory. Today, Pálava is equally celebrated for its vineyards, producing crisp white wines like Pálava and Riesling, their flavors shaped by the limestone soil and sunny climate. Rare orchids bloom in its meadows, and golden eagles circle its cliffs. Hiking here means walking through layers of history, from mammoth hunters to medieval knights to modern vintners, while soaking in panoramic views of lakes, villages, and endless rows of vines. And that's the magic of the Czech Republic, where mountains, rivers, and rock cities turn landscapes into legends. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Thanks for watching. Until next time, happy travels.